Namaste, everyone, and thank you so much for joining in today for a very, very important topic, a topic which is the need of the hour. We need to talk about yoga, meditation in today's life, in today's world, more so now because in the times of Corona and in this time of a pandemic where the whole world has changed, if we don't now talk about yoga or yog or a yogic jeevan, then the discussion about our lives is going to be a little incomplete. Today, we have on the panel three guests and three experts. First of all, we have with us Nithin Sridhar. Nithin Sridhar ji is an author. He's an editor at India Facts and at Advaita Academy. He's also the author of many books, one of which is a best-selling, which is called Menstruation Across Cultures, the Sabrimala Confusion. And he's written many more books like Samanya Dharma. Today, we will be talking to Nithin Sridharji and ask him about the mental, the physical, and the spiritual aspect of yoga. And what is the deeper aspect of yoga? He'll shed light on that. Then we have with us Harshwardhan Jhaveri. Harsh as I know him, Harshwardhan is a yoga teacher. He's been teaching yoga since 2016. Harsh has learned yoga masters from the very famous Kaivalya Dham in Pune. Harsh has also acquired knowledge and masters of Sanskrit, also has acquired knowledge of astrology, and therefore he will speak to us, and he teaches yoga to many foreigners and Indians and been teaching for so many years. He will tell us and shed light on the very physical aspects of yoga as well. Then we have Urvashi Patel. Urvashi Patel is joining us from Gujarat. She is a Nadi Vaidya and she's also a Vedic counselor. Urvashi Vaidya has been researching heavily on how to treat cancer with cow products, something which is often questioned, something which is often debatable. She's going to shed light on how that is done. And also she's going to talk about how Ayurveda is a very, very intrinsic part of yoga and a very important part of our lives. With that, I'm going to take the very first question from Nithin Sridhar. Nithin ji, so as I said, in today's time and today's world, when we are living in very, very strange times and the whole world has gone topsy-turvy, how important is it to understand what is yoga? Because now everyone is talking about yoga. Yoga karne se immunity badhegi, yoga se ye hoga. Everyone is talking about Ayurveda now. And rely on yoga, you'll be feeling better. But is it just that? Is it just physical exercises as we've understood it? Or there is a difference between yoga and yoga? And we often read that yoga has been mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita. So what is the importance of it?
First of all, thank you for inviting me today. Happy to be here. You're very right that unfortunately, when we speak about wellness and how to get a life, we bring up yoga, but we bring it in a very narrow sense of asana. You know what we call as yoga
Yes.
today is actually asana. So it's just one aspect, and it is not the most important aspect. In fact, a few years back, I had written a piece for Huffington Post saying what yoga is and isn't. And there I have argued that yoga is not about physical exercise, not about therapeutic therapy kind of interventions, nor even something aimed at social harmony, etc. However, all these are secondary results of practicing yoga. They happen on their own, though the goal of yoga is something different. And before I speak on the goal of yoga per se, I want to just make a small point. You spoke about yoga versus yoga, right? Actually, it's a lot of confusion has been created.
Confusion, yes. Yes.
The confusion is basically one of semantics. You know, in English, yoga we write Vivo J, Vivo G, or Vivo GA. It's basically to do with how the language is there. So in Hindi, you pronounce it as yog, but in Sanskrit, it is pronounced as yoga. It is not yoga, it is yoga. So the correct word is yoga and not yog. You know, if you take Sanskrit pronunciation and if you write it in a standardized English version, it should be YOGA and not YOG.
Right.
But it is an issue of semantics. That is nothing else. Uh, so yoga, as you say, it may be asana is the one aspect of yoga, but there is more to it. And
What is that
the
more that we're
ultimate
really
goal,
missing?
yeah. So let me just summarize what is more aspect. What is yoga? What is the meaning of the term itself? It means a conjunction or a union. And so the question is, union of what? So we have a definition in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, one of the most standardized and most authentic text. It is not the only text, of course, but it says Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So it defines yoga as Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Chitta Vritti Nirodha means vritti or the patterns of the mind. Chitta is mind. Nirodha, cessation. When the mind, the thoughts and the dreams and the activities of the mind is brought to a still by practice of meditation, in that sense, why it should be brought to a still? Because by doing so, one will be able to become established in the inner self, the real self, the Atman, which is a seer, which is a witness. It is not a participant in the worldly activity.
Right.
So the whole world, the whole transactional world is due to the uh, action of the mind, the interaction of the mind and the senses, the indriyas with the world. So when interaction is brought still, then we can abide in ourselves, in our true self, which is in the Vedanta is called as Atma. So this is the yoga, becoming established, the union with our true self is yoga. And this yoga happens in samadhi. Samadhi is the ultimate goal of yoga. It is the definition of yoga.
Right.
So
Right.
this is the ultimate goal of yoga, and this goal to achieve it, Patanjali gives a eight-limbed process, which
Yes.
includes starts with yama, niyama, and then comes the asana, and then we have pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and finally samadhi. So unfortunately, we have reduced the whole thing into a small portion of asana,
Yes.
while leaving out even foundational aspects of yama and niyama. And in the, to contextualize it into how we started about this pandemic issues,
Yes.
I think it is very important that to develop this yama and niyama. Yes, asana is very important. It strengthens the body. It helps the pranayamas help to strengthen, purify the pranas, and they are very important. And even the meditation is most important for having a balanced mind. But all these are possible to be achieved only when we have a ethical lifestyle, which is
Yes.
all about yama and niyama. And we see that in yama we have ahimsa, satyam, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. And in niyama we have this one, shaucha, santosha, ishvara pranidhana, and tapas. Tapas is another name for self-control, that is indriya nigraha. So you see this, what are the qualities? That it is all about living life, how we should
Right.
live, and these are all basic ethical principles. And only when we inculcate in our life, then we can actually live a balanced life. So this
Yes.
has to be considered as a holistic network. Just going to a yoga class and doing power yoga and 1 hour gymnastics, it's a gymnastic process. It has been reduced to that.
Right.
Unfortunately, it may be helpful as far as health is concerned, but
Yeah.
we will be such a person, such people will be devoid of the greater benefits of the practice of yoga, which we will gain when we practice it in a holistic manner, in a wholesome manner.
Right. Harsh, I have to come you now. So Harshwardhan Jhaveri, who's a yoga teacher, you have to tell us. Since Nithin mentioned about holistic living and a balanced living, when you're talking about yoga. So, how do you approach this in your life as a teacher? Is it just a bunch of physical exercises? No, Nithin Sridhar says, of course, it's a bunch of everything. Yama, niyama. What is your approach to it?
Yes, of course, it is the whole practice of Ashtanga Yoga, Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga. It's not just a set of physical practices. It is sharirika, of course. It is mansika, mental as well. But most important, it is adhyatmic. That is the spiritual aspect of yoga. That is the essence of yoga, actually. Also, if we actually just take this physical aspect of yoga, which we call asana, but we look at it it's a deeper lens. This word comes from the dhatu as, which means to be. So you'll notice all the other limbs of yoga that also happen, dharana, dhyan, meditation, etc. They happen in asana. So yes, asana does come across as one of the most striking aspects of yoga because it is there. It is only after asana that we climb the higher limbs of yoga and perform meditation. So it is the most versatile tool we have in yoga today. And that is why it is all about it everywhere. We see when we think of yoga, we think of asana.
Yes.
But that's not what Patanjali is saying. Patanjali does not give this view. He does not give the names of asanas to perform. He talks about the mental attitude. He says that asana is that posture in which you have sthiram and sukham. So that is steadiness and comfort. So it needn't be, a particular posture, physical posture that it has to be. It is, of course, you will be in a physical posture, but the mental attitude that is behind it is what is being indicated.
Right. Okay.
Even
so the mental
practice of yama and niyama and asana. So how do I apply this? You ask me in my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So how do I work with this? So how does this holistic practice of yoga come together?
Yes.
So what is life is about? Discipline. You get up at a particular time. You you have a set of rituals to perform. After which you do certain practices, and then you set out for your day to do your business, and then you come back and you have a particular routine to your day. So it is basically a discipline of your day. That's what it is all about. So. They say in yogic literature also, getting up early in the morning, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., Brahma Muhurta. That is where you tap into higher energies, where you can delve deeper into your meditation. So waking up at that time in the morning, performing certain kriyas, performing your bhavanam, cleansing your teeth, defecating, all of these simple, natural things that we have to do. So making sure that these natural cycles of rhythm are working in their rhythm. Right. That's what the practice is about. You get enough sleep, you get enough food, you eat at the proper time. This is the discipline that yoga is looking to inculcate.
Now I'm going to come to Urvashi quickly. Urvashi, who's a Nadi Vaidya. Now we cannot have Ayurveda and yoga and a yogic jeevan talking about this separately. You have to understand a little bit basics about Ayurveda as well. Urvashi, आप गुजरात से हमारे साथ जुड़ रही हैं. आप एक नाड़ी वैद्य हैं और आप इस बात पर हेवीली रिसर्च कर रही हैं और कई आपने ऐसे पेशेंट्स को भी ट्रीट किया है, आप कर रही हैं जो कि काउ प्रोडक्ट से कैंसर भी ट्रीट करते हैं. बिल्कुल. आज के समय में जब कोरोना के बारे में, योगा के बारे में, आयुर्वेद के बारे में, गिलोय अश्वगंधा के बारे में सब बात कर रहे हैं, तो आप इस बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगी कि ये जो सवाल हर समय उठता है योग के साथ साथ कि मेरा वेजिटेरियन होना जरूरी क्यों है? मैं योगा करती हूँ, मैं जो मर्जी खाऊं, मैं फिट हूँ, तो मेरा वेजिटेरियन होना जरूरी क्यों है और क्या ये जरूरी है भी या ये अपनी पर्सनल चॉइस है?
तो एक्चुअली मैं कुछ ब्रीफ देना चाहूंगी कि वाई योगा एंड आयुर्वेदा ये दोनों पैरेलल क्यों हैं. बात ये है कि आयुर्वेद अस्तित्व में कैसे आया. तो जब ब्रह्मा जी ने आयुर्वेद संसार को दिया, उन्होंने ध्यान के माध्यम से, ध्यान एक योग का अंतरंग साधन है. इट इज अ वे टू अचीव योर इनर सेल्फ. तो ध्यान के थ्रू उन्होंने स्मरण किया था आयुर्वेद का, और इसीलिए योगा और आयुर्वेद का बहुत ही बड़ा कनेक्शन है. और आज मतलब हम जब योगा और आयुर्वेदा जब संसार में इतना आगे बढ़ रहा है और हम लोगों को देख रहे हैं कि वो लोग योगा और आयुर्वेदा को इतना बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं, तो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज जैसे सर ने सबसे पहले शेयर किया था कि यमा, सबसे पहला यमा है अहिंसा। तो अहिंसा मन से, आपके वचन से या शरीर से, किसी भी तरह से अगर आप करते हो तो आप योगी नहीं बन सकते हो। तो आयुर्वेद में स्वस्थ से स्वास्थ्य रक्षणम का हमारा मेन मोटो है कि मतलब हमें ये ध्यान रखना है कि जो व्यक्ति हमारे पास आया है, प्रिवेंटिव मेडिसिन, स्वस्थ वृत्त जिसे हम बोलते हैं, इट्स लाइक कम्युनिटी मेडिसिन ऑफ एलोपैथ मेडिसिन, राइट। तो जो स्वस्थ वृत्त सब्जेक्ट है वो कोरली इस पे ध्यान देता है कि प्रिवेंटिव एस्पेक्ट कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो उसमें 3 उपस्तंभ बताए गए हैं, द 3 पिलर्स। तो उसमें सबसे पहला महत्व है आहार, फिर आता है निद्रा, और तीसरा पैरेलली योगा में भी बताया है ब्रह्मचर्य। तो आहार सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है। और जैसे योगा भी 3 मानसिक दोष को मानता है, वैसे आयुर्वेद भी 3 मानसिक दोष को मानता है। वो है सत्व, रजस और तमस। तो वी शुड ऑलवेज ट्राई टू स्ट्राइव टुवर्ड्स अटेनिंग हायर सेल्फ। जैसे कि अगर आप तामसिक हो, इसका मतलब आपका जो डाइट पैटर्न है वो बिल्कुल आपके उस शरीर को तामसिक विचार देगा, मतलब आपको लेजी बनाएगा, स्लगिश बनाएगा। तो वैसा इंसान कभी एक सही मायने में योगी नहीं बन सकता, राइट। और आयुर्वेद भी इस चीज को बहुत मानता है। आयुर्वेद में भी आहार, हम जिसे पथ्य बताते हैं, तो कोई भी आयुर्वेदिक वैद्य, आयुर्वेदिक डॉक्टर कभी भी आपको प्रिस्क्रिप्शन बिना पथ्य के नहीं देगा, बिकॉज हमारे में कोर एस्पेक्ट है। और मेरे तो खुद के जीवन का मोटो है कि मेक योर किचन योर फार्मेसी एंड फूड एज योर मेडिसिन। तो मैं बहुत इस चीज पे फोकस करती हूँ कि आपका खाना जो है वो इतना पवित्र होना चाहिए या इतना सात्विक होना चाहिए कि आपके विचार भी वैसे हो।
तो क्या आपका ये कहना है उर्वशी कि वेजिटेरियन देयरफॉर होना जरूरी है, या फिर ये पर्सनल चॉइस है? फिर भी मैं आपको पुश करूंगी ये जवाब देने के लिए।
हाँ बिल्कुल, मैं ये बिल्कुल मानती हूँ कि ये आयुर्वेद मानता है आप्तोपदेश, जैसे कि ग्रंथ में जो लिखा है उसको बिल्कुल हमें फॉलो करना चाहिए। तो आयुर्वेद आहार को लेके बहुत ही सीरियसली मानता है कि अहिंसा को फॉलो करना ही चाहिए। तो अहिंसा इन द सेंस, अगर आप मन में या विचार में भी किसी और को हानि नहीं पहुंचा सकते हो, तो आप शारीरिक किसी और मतलब किसी जानवर का मांस खाना, ये कंप्लीटली नॉन अग्रीएबल है, नॉट ओनली ऑन पर्सनल बेसिस, बट इफ यू स्ट्राइव टू बी अ योगी, यू कैन नॉट इंडल्ज इन मीट eating practices. That's what I believe.
Okay. I'll take the point from Harsh as well. Then I'll quickly come to Nithin because I have an important question for you, Nithin.
Okay.
Harsh, because we're talking about the vegetarian aspect and the yoga aspect, what do you practice and what is it that you're teaching your students?
I am a practicing vegetarian, and I encourage my students to practice vegetarianism. Many of them do not, but that is the path. And I've seen many of them actually through their practice progress, and they have come back to me to take more inspiration to understand why and how should we go about this. If you know, ma'am also said, Urvashi ji, that the Shastra says that, ahimsa, and the Shastra also, according to Hatha Yoga Pradipika, standard text on Hatha Yoga we have, written by Swatmaram, he also says that we should avoid eating meat. Avoid eating meat, fish, all these things should be avoided. So it is. I think it's well understood. Vegetarianism is part of the yogic lifestyle, definitely.
Okay.
So I want to add a kind of a clarification to the perspectives presented here. We need to differentiate between the ahara vichara that is applicable to a common person and those in a particular kind of spiritual practices or particular kind of sadhanas, which includes yoga, right? If we study the Shastras in depth, yes, ahimsa is the ultimate goal. Even a text like Manusmriti says ahimsa is the ultimate goal, and one who discards eating the non-vegetarian food for the concerns of ahimsa, it's equivalent to some 100 Yashwamedh Yajna or something like that, right? But at the same time, the same text also says that it is natural for humans to eat a non-veg food, and it is and they can do so. In fact, it gives a list of animals that can be eaten by humans, and list of animals that should not be eaten by humans. And it also says that it is better to offer the not the meat to the deity or in whatever it is, and then so we need to understand that the the ahimsa is a goal. It's a goal, but it is not a blanket imposition in a homogeneous manner on the entire society, right? So, so in general, that is the thing. So, in general, if there is no moral judgment associated with this concept of ahimsa, we say it is a samanya dharma, right? And as far as practices is concerned, there are certain practices like the Ashtanga yoga and other practices where being a vegetarian is very important, and it is actually necessary for higher going higher state.
Right.
But this is not so in all the spiritual practices. There
So
are
not
practices,
not a moral imposition, as you rightly said.
yes, there is no blanket imposition. So because lot of people watching this, I just wanted to add this clarification that it is not a blanket imposition. There is no moral judgment here, and it's about the path we choose and what we want to do. So, as Harshwardhan ji also said, for yoga and all, it's very the practice itself leads them naturally to a stage of vegetarian.
Yes. Harsh, because again, you teach and you've been teaching for a very long time. So if you can, Harsh, you'll have to unmute your audio.
Yes, I'm here.
So because you've been teaching from a long time, it'll be nice to take your perspective as well as to how is the how do you go about teaching it to the foreigner students, and how do they look at yoga? What is their approach to yoga? What do they expect from you as a teacher? And do they have like issues chanting the mantras, or are they okay with it?
I think most of them are actually okay chanting the mantras. Some of them I noticed that they do not repeat, and that is okay. That is also fine. So it depends from person, it depends on their temperament and where they are coming from. What is their intention for the practice? What are they looking for actually? So that is what you're asking me, right? What is the intention for me to teach them yoga? What do they expect from me?
Yes. What do they expect from you as a teacher other than the physical aspect of it?
Of course. So yes, other than the physical aspect, people are looking for basically to have more control in their life, to have more tranquility of their mind. They want to feel peaceful and blissful wherever they are. They also have noticed one more thing actually. It's also about seeking experiences. When you hear about the more spiritual aspects of yoga, when you hear about the deeper meanings and the deeper dimensions that it has, people tend to have this feeling in them, oh, there's something mystical about the practice, there's something magical about it, and I want to experience this magic, I want to experience what this is about. So they're seeking some experience, and it is this experience seeking that actually drives them. Oh, what is this? I want to try this type of yoga, I want to try this yoga. So many different types of yoga there. They're confused as to what should they practice also. So I find this experience seeking a lot, and how I approach it is I provide experience. So provide them the experience. You do take them to, inner dimensions of themselves. Show them what is the function of even a simple posture. You take, for example, a simple posture like a twisting pose. You're lying down on your back and you twist from right to left. So what's really happening? Oh, you're not just moving your body from right to left. There's a twisting of the spine, twisting of the neck. There's a twisting of the abdominal organs. There's it's aiding your digestion. So there's so much more deeper aspects to even simpler practices that we have. So I find more and more women also coming to look for better to improve their own health. So how do they come back from a pregnancy? How do they, bounce back? How do they, strengthen their muscles after that? So there are certain mudras, there are kriyas, there are mudras which they can perform, which can help them to not just regain their physical fitness, they can also regain their hormonal balances. And this is what we want. This is what people are looking for. They understand more therapeutic applications. They understand the deeper imports of yoga. other than the physical, and that is what they're seeking, and that is what it is happening right now. So this is what I feel with the foreigners more.
Okay, so since Harsh mentioned about the women aspect of it, I have to take the doctor in. I have to take Urvashi in. Urvashi, आप क्योंकि नारी चिकित्सक हैं और एक स्टडी अब ये बता रही है कि 40% से ज्यादा लेडीज इंडिया में हार्मोनल प्रॉब्लम से जूझ रही हैं, and it's become a घर घर का issue अब. Every woman has some or the other hormonal related issues. How is Ayurveda looking at it in a very holistic way? Because of course you might have to go to a doctor if it's very important and take allopathic medicines, but what is the approach of Ayurveda in it?
So actually Ayurveda always focuses on preventive medicine, जैसे मैंने बताया कि जो स्वस्थता है उसे मेंटेन करके रखना है ताकि हम कोई भी गंभीर रोग से आगे चल के जूझे नहीं, राइट? तो इसमें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है हार्मोनल इश्यूज. 40% में आप अगर मेरे डे टू डे प्रैक्टिस में मैं देखती हूँ कि 20% से भी ज्यादातर गर्ल्स होती हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जो कॉलेज गोइंग गर्ल्स है, हॉस्टल लाइफ है, और उसके बाद जो मेनोपॉज रिलेटेड लेडीज है, तो दे आर ऑल मेजरली बिकॉज ऑफ, मैंने देखा है, चिंता. और मैं कोट करना चाहूंगी कि चिंता चिता के समान है, और ये ज्यादातर हार्मोनल इश्यूज में बहुत ही ज्यादा देखा जाता है. तो इसमें जो योगा के डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स है, जैसे कि मैं अपने पेशेंट्स में पर्सनली बताती हूँ उनको कि आप ध्यान कीजिए, और ध्यान में भी ऐसा नहीं है कि सबका ओम में मन लगे, ऐसा है आप जिस भी स्वरूप को मानते हो उसमें कोई आपको मतलब रिलीजन जोड़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. मैं कितने पेशेंट्स को बताती हूँ कि अगर आपको सिर्फ म्यूजिक थेरेपी पसंद है तो वो भी एक टाइप का योग ही है, बिकॉज यू आर जॉइनिंग विद इन योर सेल्फ. जैसे कुछ है तो उनको मैं भक्ति योग बताती हूँ कि आपको जो भी भजन पसंद है आप उसको भी सुन सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आजकल बहुत ही फेमस हो रहा है लाफ्टर योगा, तो मैं उसको भी रिकमेंड करती हूँ. क्रीड़ा योगा, जैसे छोटे बच्चे हैं और जो आजकल गेम्स लुप्त हो रही हैं जो इंडिया में पहले खेली जाती थी, तो मैं उसको भी एक योग का जरिया मानती हूँ. तो ऐसी चीजें जो कि मतलब आहार के अलावा, ऑब्वियसली लाइफस्टाइल जो डिजीजेस है, हार्मोनल डिजीजेस, they are majorly because of the health and eating pattern. मतलब जो हमारा wrong eating habits है, for example जैसे समय पे ना खाना, that's the biggest issue, right? और भूख से अधिक खाना, ये तब होता है जब हम usually when we are binge watching, like हम Netflix देख रहे हैं और हमारा ध्यान अपने डिश पे होता ही नहीं है. और योगिक डाइट या फिर सात्विक डाइट में बहुत अच्छे से बताया गया है कि प्रपोर्शन कितना लेना चाहिए. 25% हमेशा अपने पेट का खाली रखना है वायु के लिए. और आयुर्वेद में भी जो वात है उसके सबसे ज्यादातर रोग होते हैं, तो वायु के लिए हमेशा एक अप्रोप्रिएट जगह बनाई रखनी चाहिए. तो अगर आप बेसिक एथिक्स फॉलो करते हो तो आप ये इन चीजों को जरूर अवॉइड कर सकते हो. ये सिर्फ लेडीज में नहीं, अब तो कॉमनली हम अपने जेंट्स पेशेंट्स में भी देखते हैं. बिकॉज चिंता, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आज के स्पेशली कोरोना के समय में मेरे ज्यादातर टॉक्स इसी पे है कि कोरोना से ज्यादा तो रोड एक्सीडेंट्स में भी लोगों की डेथ हो रही है. तो जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड द प्रिकॉशंस लेना है, बट डरना नहीं है. तो जब हम डर जाते हैं किसी चीज से तो हार्मोन्स जो है हमारे शरीर के ओवर एक्टिवेट होके जो हमारे सिंपैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम है उसको बढ़ावा देते हैं, एंड वी फॉल प्रे टू मेनी अनवांटेड डिजीजेस एट अ यंग एज. तो डायबिटीज, बीपी, इन सबको मैं सिर्फ लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफिकेशन से ही मिटाती हूँ. और यहाँ पे जो मेरे खुद के फैमिली के मेंबर्स है जिनको डायबिटीज है, मैंने सिर्फ उनका एक डाइट लाइफस्टाइल मेंटेन करके वी हैव ब्रॉट देम अंडर नॉर्मल रेंज. So I believe it really happens.
Very interesting perspective Urvashi gave, that she's even suggesting bhakti yoga as a preventive medicine for stress related issues, especially in today's times and when people are stressful. And today we've got a very sad news of the demise of the actor, the very famous actor, and Sushant Singh Rajput. When such cases happen, because depression is real, we cannot deny that depression does not exist. There are a lot of patients. India, I was reading some numbers that over 10 million people now in India are suffering from depression and going towards clinical depression as well. I again have to get Harshwardhan here because Nithin has still not been able to join us. Harsh, can yoga and meditation really aid in solving issues related to depression? can that be a final solution, or is it just a small aspect of your life? You still may have to take consult a doctor and may have to take medicines.
I think it's both. It's we need a holistic, we need a whole integrated approach to this right now. So the best would be to actually go to a doctor who practices yoga. I would say doctors. I think that is the thing right now. Like doctors should be well educated with yogic terminology and yogic practices as well.
Right.
Because like ma'am is saying, they're preventive. We are actually looking at yoga is a preventive measure. It is sure it is curative as well. It helps to cure, but that is not the purpose of it. It is first to prevent. So can it help depression? Of course, it can help depression. There is certain, basically what is happening is that depression is also stemming from some stress response. It's ma'am said, chinta. This chinta that is happening is coming from a stress response. And this stress response in yoga is actually arising due to perception. So it's about changing our perception to this stress response. And that is what yoga does. It will change how you perceive that. Even though if someone is still, how can we say this? If someone is harming us, but if we don't accept it, I don't accept it, then will I be harmed? I will not be harmed. I am changing my stress response to the situation. And in that way, that changes my mental attitude as well. So with depression as well, we want to take a step-by-step approach. Sure, it's not going to cure it in 1 week, 2 weeks. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. But with dedication, with faith, with consistency, and that is what yoga is. It's about practice, about abhyas. So with the abhyas, you will begin to see the changes. With the practice of asana, we can reduce the, there might be some what do they call it, dvandvas in the body, tremblings in the body or tremblings in the mind. So all this can be controlled through asana. Asana helps to strengthen the body. Pranayam helps to strengthen the mind. So through practices of breath control, through practicing breath retention, there are certain, we can tap into the vagus nerve, and the vagus nerve helps to control all the systems of our body, especially the endocrine system. So in this manner, we regain control of our nervous system. And through that, we can overcome anything: depression, stress, anxiety, insomnia, all of them.
Right. Okay, so talking about that as well, I also have to bring in the pranayam aspects, because very few times do we see people focusing on the very important pranayam aspect of yoga. Because we may do physical exercises, but how is pranayam really affecting in your daily life? And is that more effective in treating a certain problem than yoga exercises?
So pranayam is a higher stage. So we don't, even if someone is facing some problems, some difficulties, we do not prescribe pranayam immediately. We still have to prescribe doing some asana. And then pranayam comes only when you are well established in asana. It's good to start deep breathing practices, you can start some easy pranayam. But to go to higher stages of pranayam, that takes a little longer time. You have to be more stable than asana first. So how does pranayam do it is basically pranayam is, there are three aspects of pranayam. There's the inhalation, the hold or the internal retention, the exhalation, and again the hold or the external retention. So this kumbhak, or which is the retention part, is the essence of pranayam, and which is between two breaths. So that point cannot be held without awareness. It is a point of pure awareness. So when we start practicing just this pran vichakshana, which is just watching your natural breath, that is the best pranayam, I would say. Watching the natural breath, because when you watch your natural breath, you're seeing the electricity has gone out here.
No problem. I'll quickly move to Urvashi. Urvashi, I wanted to understand from you. आप इस कोरोना के समय में, जहाँ तक मेरी जानकारी है, कि आप कुछ ऐसे पेशेंट्स पर भी रिसर्च कर रही हैं जो कि आयुर्वेद से पॉसिबली अपने आप को ठीक कर सकते हैं अगर उन्हें कोरोना जैसी सीरियस बीमारी भी हो जाए तो
एग्जैक्टली
आयुर्वेद आपका मानना ये है कि उससे ट्रीट हो सकता है, और आप और आपकी जो संस्था है उस पर भी रिसर्च कर रही है कि आयुर्वेद से सीरियस कोरोना जैसी बीमारी भी ठीक हो सकती है। कल ही आचार्य बालकृष्ण, जो कि रामदेव जी के साथ काम करते हैं, कल ही उन्होंने एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में ये फाइनली ऑफिशियली अनाउंस किया है कि अब आयुर्वेद की कुछ ऐसी मेडिसिन पर वो काम कर रहे हैं, अश्वगंधा, गिलोय और ऐसी कुछ मेडिसिन पर वो काम कर रहे हैं, जिस पर वो देख रहे हैं कि क्या रिजल्ट हो सकता है कि अगर कोई कोरोना पीड़ित है तो कैन दैट पर्सन बी ट्रीटेड और नॉट। आपका क्या कहना है इस बारे में?
हाँ बिल्कुल, मैंने कुछ अपने निजी जीवन में अराउंड दिस 3 मंथ्स मैं यहाँ पे वैसे भी लॉकडाउन में थी, तो सोचा क्यों नहीं कुछ ऐसे लोगों से पहले तो मिला जाए जो बहुत ही एक्सट्रीमली डरे हुए हैं, तो पहले कुछ प्रिवेंटिव मेजर्स लिए, फिर कुछ ऐसे लोग जुड़े मुझसे, उनके थ्रू जैसे एक IITN स्टूडेंट था, तो उसका मतलब ही वाज सफरिंग हेवीली बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कोरोना वायरस, और his breathing rate had really decreased, और उसका ब्रीदिंग रेशियो कुछ जो अराउंड 17 साइकिल्स पर मिनट होता है उससे ड्रॉप होके बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ गया था एक्चुअली, और उसका ब्रीदिंग रेट बहुत कम हो चुका था। तो हमने उसको अपने एक संस्था के द्वारा कुछ मेडिसिन प्रोवाइड किए हैं, और उसके अलावा हमने कुछ ऐसे दवाइयों का यहाँ पे रिसर्च किया। तो हमने ये देखा ही टीवी में कि अश्वगंधा, गिलोय, उसके अलावा तुलसी, नीम, एलोवेरा एक्सट्रैक्ट, ये सब चीजें नॉन एंटीवायरल है। तो एलोपैथ जब ये एंटी वायरस वैक्सीन नहीं निकाल पा रहा, तो 2000 साल पहले ग्रंथों में ये चीजें बताई गई है कि भूत संग की भी दवा होती है, तो वो मानते थे माइक्रोब्स। तो अगर वो हमारे बॉडी पे अटैक करे, एक्सटर्नली कोई फैक्टर अटैक करे, तो उससे बचाने के लिए कौन सी ऐसी मेडिसिन है, और उसमें सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट मैंने जिसका सम्मेलन किया है वो गौमूत्र है। तो गौमूत्र का जो इम्पोर्टेंस है वो मैं बताती हूँ, जिसको बोलते हैं कौ यूरिन डिस्टिलेट, जैसे तो उसका ये इम्पोर्टेंस है कि हम पढ़ते हैं काफी बार, मेरे गुरुजी ने मुझे बताया था, और उससे मुझे आइडिया आया कि गौ माता में 33 करोड़ देवी देवता जो है, जो हम सब जानते हैं, और इसको बहुत अच्छे से हमने सुपरस्टिशन के तौर पे माना है, और काफी बार हम अपने घरों में भी देखते हैं कि जब हवन वगैरह होता है तो हम उसका छिड़काव करते हैं, मतलब इट इज वेरी प्योर, वो हम मानते हैं, बट इट हैज इवन एंटी माइक्रोबियल एक्टिविटीज, एंड इट हैज द मोस्ट नंबर ऑफ एंटी माइक्रोबियल प्रॉपर्टीज इन इट। तो इसके आधार पे हमने यहाँ पे जो दवाइयां बनाई उसमें डिस्टिलेट का हमने उपयोग किया, क्योंकि जो 33 करोड़ देवी देवता है वो एक्चुअली 33 करोड़ एंटीबॉडीज है गौ माता के अंदर। तो इसके थ्रू क्या होता है कि अगर फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे जीका वायरस, तो माना जाता है कि जीका वायरस गाय के थ्रू आइसोलेट होके ह्यूमंस में फैला था, बट फिर भी एक भी ऐसा केस नहीं है पशु पक्षी में या गौ माता में, काऊ में, कि जहाँ पे वो उनसे पीड़ित हो। तो शास्त्रों में भले ही A2 मिल्क है या जो हमारे गौ माता का दूध है उसका इम्पोर्टेंस बताया है, पर उससे भी कहीं ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस बताया गया है गौमूत्र का, अराउंड 15,000 यूजेस। और वैसे ही गोबर भस्म का, जिसके ऊपर तो दिल्ली में वगैरह रिसर्च हो रहे हैं कि अगर आपको ऑक्सीजन कैपेसिटी आपको बढ़ाना है शरीर का, तो आपका गोबर का भस्म का एवरीडे अराउंड 2 स्पून आपको ले लेना चाहिए। तो ये सब चीजें तो हो ही रही थी पैरेलली, बट कोरोना ने हमें बहुत बड़ा मौका दिया इस चीज को प्रूव करने के लिए, जहाँ पे हमने गिलोय, अश्वगंधा से आधारित, नीम, एलोवेरा, तुलसी जैसे औषधियों के साथ गौमूत्रों के डिस्टिलेट को मिला के मेडिसिन तैयार किए। हमने पंचगव्य का घृत तैयार किया हमारे गुरुजी के आदेश से, जिसको हम आपके नोस्ट्रिल्स में डालने को देते हैं। वैसे ही हमने माउथ के लिए, जो पहले हैबिट थी दंत मंजन यूज करते थे लोग, तो उससे क्या है कि आपके मुंह के अंदर जो कफ जमा होता है, कफ जब जमा हो जाता है तो माइक्रोब्स जमा होते हैं, तो उसको भी आप किल कर सकते हो। तो व्हाट आर द पॉसिबल वेज कोरोना कैन गेट इनसाइड एंड इट कैन स्टे, और जब वो मल्टीप्लाई होगा माउथ के कैविटी में या बकल कैविटी में या तो नॉस्ट्रिल में, तभी वो आगे बढ़ेगा और शरीर में कुछ न कुछ नुकसान कर सकेगा। तो उसके आधार पे हमने नॉस्ट्रिल्स के लिए ड्रॉप्स बनाए, उसके आधार पे हमने दंत मंजन बनाए, जो कि शास्त्रों में पहले बताए गए थे यूज करने के लिए, बट प्रकृति आज जब अपने आप को शोधन कर रही है, शी इज वेरी वेरी शांत, जिसको बोलते हैं शी इज सो पीसफुल। हम देख रहे हैं कि जो मॉनसून फर्स्ट टाइम इन अ डेकेड सही समय पे आया है, जो कि अगस्त में ही शुरू हो रहा था. प्रकृति इज बिकम सो मच सहनशील जिसको बोलते हैं. तो व्हाई आर वी अफ्रेड? अगर हम प्रकृति के साथ जुड़ेंगे, आयुर्वेद के साथ जुड़ेंगे, ऐसे कितने कंट्रीज है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल कंबोडिया, ताइवान, जिन लोगों ने अपने नेचुरल हीलिंग सिस्टम पे विश्वास किया, लॉकडाउन भी नहीं घोषित किया, मास्क भी नहीं पहनते. एक्चुअली इसके थ्रू मैं बताऊंगी कि मास्क पहनना या हाथ में सैनिटाइजर ज्यादा यूज करना, ये भी एक बहुत ही गलत डिसीजन हो सकता है, जिसके थ्रू आपके हाथ में, आपके बॉडी में जो डेंड्राइट सेल्स है, दे आर लाइक द एंटीबॉडीज फॉर योर बॉडी, वो डाई हो जाते हैं. तो ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं, घबराना नहीं है, जिस प्रिकॉशनसली हमें मेजर्स लेने हैं. और मेरे 25 पेशेंट हैं ऐसे जिनको हमने बिल्कुल प्रिवेंटिव मेडिसिन प्लस क्यूरेटिव एस्पेक्ट के थ्रू कोरोना को फेस करने की हिम्मत दी है.
I have to bring Nithin Sridhar in. Finally, he's here with us. Nithin ji, you are answering that very important question which I asked you, and I'm going to repeat my question for the viewers who are watching this live. Is yoga Hindu or is yoga secular? Can I do yoga and become a Hindu if I'm an atheist, or is it going to hurt my religious sentiments?
Yoga is certainly not secular. But yoga is also not religious but in a sense of a faith-based. But yoga is certainly Hindu, and it is Hindu in its origin. It is Hindu in its worldview. It is Hindu throughout in its philosophical outlook, in its ultimate goal, the purpose of it. So after I have stated this in a short answer, let me elaborate so that I can convey what I want to in a proper way. So we need to ask some questions when we speak about the secular or religious. So what these terms actually mean, right? What is secularism? What is secular basically? It has a very particular origination in the West, wherein the Christian theology had a huge control over governance and etc. So secularism originated there as something, not in the control of the church. You have to separate the governance from the church. So that is the origin of the term secularism, secular, and all those things. And today, when people speak of yoga as a secular thing, what they actually mean is that they will be doing exercises, yoga as an exercise, and in the name of yoga, they will be doing anything they want. Today we have hot yoga, beer yoga, dog yoga, sheep yoga. I don't know what else, right? So the secularization of yoga is a very dangerous phenomenon. As Rajiv Malhotra ji says in one of his books, I think it was Indra's Net, he says the West is dismantling yoga and it has two stages. The first is the secularization of yoga. The reduction of yoga into saying that it's a physical regimen, it's a exercise regimen, it's something to help health, etc., etc. So that remove it from its Hindu roots, remove it from its sacred roots, right? And then in the second stage, it is then reformulated as a Christian yoga. It is reformulated as a neuroscience, as a neuroscience techniques and all those things. So what they're doing is they're appropriating our knowledge system and trying to dismantle it and reformulating it. And secularization is a means through which they are accomplishing. So we need to ask ourselves, what is yoga? And again, the basic question, and I spoke about this in the beginning, that yoga is about conjunction, union, it is abidance in Atman. So that goal, abidance in Atman, which goes by many names of moksha, kaivalyam, etc., is the goal of Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma. We have this Purushartha concept, the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, and Moksha is the ultimate goal of human life. So, in its origin, in its philosophy, in its outlook, it is religious. How? In the very Niyama part, we have Ishvara Pranidhana, the surrendering to Ishvara. And then the Yoga Sutra speaks about meditation on Om and how it is very important, etc. You cannot simply remove it. The yoga will not remain as yoga If we remove all these elements from it, then it will be mere gymnastic or a acrobatic exercise or a thing. So it will not be yoga. So there is certainly religious element. However, to answer your question whether an atheist can practice it, everybody can practice it. Why? Because Hindu Sanatana Dharma, Hindu Dharma by its very nature is universalistic in output, right? Its principles are applicable to all humans, irrespective of their nationality, of their race, of their gender, etc. Of course, there are certain specialized practices for specific for it. But the general practices, the general concept, it's for everybody. However, it is very important for especially the yoga teachers to ensure that when they teach their students to stress this point that yoga is not only Hindu in its origin, it is Hindu in its being. It is a dharmic practice. It is an adhyatmic practice. And the ultimate goal of yoga is abundance in Atma. It is not a healthy health and mental health, physical health, body well-being. These are secondary benefits. There is nothing wrong in doing yoga for these benefits. But people should be made aware that they should practice this even if they are doing it for health benefit. They should practice with the awareness that the ultimate goal of yoga is moksha. Ultimately, it's a religious practice. Ultimately, it's a Hindu religious practice. And they are getting benefit out of it. Just imagine if one can have huge benefit by just practicing yoga as a physical regimen. Just imagine what practices people can have by practicing yoga in its true form, in its integrated, wholesome form, right? And to do that, they cannot remove yoga from its Hindu roots. They cannot remove yoga from its sacred, adhyatmic roots, right? So it doesn't say an atheist. This is a very problematic question. Why? The question is, why would an atheist even practice yoga?
Yeah.
If it is mainly a bodybuilding or a mainly health thing, he can practice acrobats. He can practice gym. He can go to a gym and work for 2 right? So what is it that yoga is offering that is much more than what a normal physical regimen offers? And it is the sacred aspect, the wholesome aspect that yoga will ultimately lead one to the higher goal. It's a whole outlook. It's a whole thing. It's not just you cannot say that I am. That is unfortunately that is what is happening today. People are doing a 20 hours course to 30 hours course and then saying that I am teacher of yoga. I am a yogi. See, just doing an asana does not make one yogi. Even teaching yoga does not make one a yogi. We are not careful with the terms today. So teaching the yoga in its full form makes one a yogacharya. For becoming a yogi, one has to perfect. One have to attain the siddhi in yoga, right?
Right. And that's exactly what my next question to Harsh is going to be. Since Nithin Sridharji mentioned that we cannot take away the very dharmic aspect, the very Hindu aspect of yoga from it, and therefore it relies on the yoga teacher, the responsibility of the yoga teacher, therefore to confidently convey it and confidently tell that, okay, this is what yoga actually in the true sense of word is. Harsh, how do you, I'm again going to ask you this, how do you approach this with your students?
So I actually tell them that you don't have to be Hindu to practice yoga, of course, but yoga is a discipline. That is what Patanjali is saying. The first thing he says is yoga is discipline. So whatever it is, the religion you're practicing, it will help you to practice that better. And I think that actually it is the intention of all religions to overcome suffering and achieve moksha or liberation. So the goal is the unfolding of individual consciousness, and that unfolding of individual consciousness uniting with universal consciousness. That is the goal of all religions in their truest essence. So I feel actually that yoga, being so experiential in its domain, it's present in all of them. as much as its source is from the Veda, it is still, it is such a practice which it does not bound itself. It's not bounded into just the Veda. It goes beyond its scope. It goes beyond into other things as well, into other religions as well. So it is also, we have the main thing in the practice of yoga of Patanjali is the practice of concentration, the practice of samadhi, concentration. And concentration is a very, understandable practice across. Everyone knows how wants to concentrate. Everyone wants to concentrate better. So this is we find methods of concentration in all religions. And that is what the goal is really also. So the yoga is actually woven into the fabric of all world religions. And that is why you find so many masters also who are yogis and they are practicing Sanatan Dharma, but yet they always, they do the prostrations to all the gods. They do not see them separate. They, they accept all religions. So we find this in many traditions, in yogic traditions across the country. You will find it. So this is.
Harsh, since you're mentioning the word yogi, I have to ask this, I have to press this, because everyone nowadays who's teaching yoga and who is a yoga instructor per se is calling themselves a yogi. Is it necessary that a person who teaches yoga is therefore called a yogi? What is a yogi? Who is a yogi?
True. It is true that a person who practices yoga is a yogi. Now, a person who practices yoga. Do I mean practices yogasana, or do I mean practices yoga, ashtanga yoga? Do I mean practices yoga, every aspect of yoga? All of, the yama, the niyama, all the aspects, not just related to a small physical practice. So there are, there's this division given of different levels of, practice and different levels of yogi. So first is the Prathama Kalpita, which is the person who has just started the path. His knowledge is not firm and he's just begun the path. Then the second is the Madhu Bhumika, who is one who wants to get control over the bhutas, the elements, who wants to control his. Then is the Pragya Jyoti, the one who has controlled his mind. And then comes the Ati Kranta Bhavaniya. Ati Kranta Bhavaniya means one who has accomplished all the siddhis, one who's accomplished everything that needs to be accomplished, and the only thing that's left is for his chitta to get merged into Prakriti. So these are the levels. So I would say that everyone who practices yoga, everyone who's doing a 200-hour course today, completes their practice of becoming a yoga teacher in a month, they call themselves a yogi. No. In fact, one of the greatest yogis we've seen, father of modern yoga, T. Krishnamacharya from Chennai, he says, it's a quote by him. He says, every time you say, I am a yogi, I am not a yogi. So what does he mean by this? He means that if I am calling myself a yogi, means this, I am a yogi. I'm defining myself in relation to something. I am 5 feet tall, I am 6 feet tall. It's always in relation to something. So here also I am identifying a particular persona, with this persona of the yogi. And what is this persona of the yogi? So that persona lies in the field of the intellect, lies in the field of the mind, lies in the field of Prakriti in Sankhya terms. So Purusha, consciousness, is devoid of that. So every time you say I am a yogi, you must say I am not a yogi. So that, it cuts it out. It's a way to annihilate the samskara that can develop by saying that I am Harshwardhan Jhaveri. I associate with this name. This mind and body associates with this name. But the pure I consciousness, who is that? That is devoid of all of these, names and forms and rupas.
Nithin, you're trying to say something. I think you wanting to say something then about the yogi aspect. Who is a yogi? I think you'd like to add something.
No, I wanted to add something to what Harshwardhan said earlier. That yoga leads to all religions, and it is at the heart of all religions. I think, uh, um, uh, to be blunt and frank, I think Harshwardhan is not aware of the theologies of other religions. I think that is a very irresponsible statement, and this is the core of the problem. This is what is leading to the dismantling of yoga, the digestion of yoga, and ultimately the destruction of yoga. Because he consider a Christian theology, Abrahamic theology. It does not believe in the concept of union. It is all about the creator and the creation are eternally separate, right? And a man is born a sinner. So there are fundamental theological differences, incompatible differences between a dharmic civilization like ours and a monotheistic religions like Christianity, Islam, Judaism, whatever it is. So yoga cannot be, you cannot say that yoga is at the heart of all religions are same, all religions teach the same, all the consciousness. It's not true. The the the, the articulation of atman, the articulation of consciousness, the articulation of the path of the yoga, this is the Hindu articulation. This is the Sanatana Dharmic articulation. Yes, the ancient polytheistic traditions had a similar concepts, not the same, but similar ideas. But this is completely missing in Christianity. It is completely missing in the monotheistic religions. You can see that even recently, one of the churches, I think I don't forgot which country, it clearly released a poster saying yoga practice is a devil worship, and actually they are right, because in their theology, all non-Christian, all polytheistic faiths are devil worship. So they are at least honest, but there are others who are first, trying, who are stealing yoga concepts from Hinduism and then reformulating it as a Christian concept. And that is actually more problematic, because that is how the Christianity spread in Europe. This is called as inculturation. They, they, they steal the symbols from the prey cultures, the cultures which are prey to them, and then they convert them. That is how whole Europe was converted from polytheism to Christianity. So I think it is.
So that's exactly, actually, I try to delve into this question is because to understand the very, very serious aspect of what is yoga and who is a yogi and what is a yogic jeevan, that we really need to look at, and the final goal towards reaching Paramatma and the final goal of moksha. That is, you're saying that that is taken away when it is digested and it is taken away, and therefore other religions probably obviously don't follow our theology, and therefore you cannot take, therefore reiterating the fact that you cannot take away the Hindu aspect and the very dharmic aspect of yoga from it.
Yes, for example, see, the salvation concept in Christianity is not same as moksha of Hindu Dharma, or the goal of yoga, the samadhi. There are fundamental theological differences. Yes, anybody can start practicing yoga through, irrespective of his birth religion. But ultimately, if one has to make real progress, not artificial progress, the real progress in yoga or any dharmic practice, they have to accept, subscribe, and practice the Sanatana dharmic worldview, the philosophy, and the theology. It is inevitable. So you cannot say I practice yoga in a wholesome sense, at the same time believe that the creator and the creation are separate. Yoga is about union, right? What is union? This is union of the jivatma with the paramatma. It's a union of the, it is a dissolving of the duality of subject and object, creator and creation. So this duality is dissolved in when we speak about the
so eventually it leads us to the So eventually it leads us to the same logic, right? That if you're practicing yoga in the very true form and in the very real form of yoga, then as Harsh said, and as you're saying, that it will automatically lead us to the path of moksha, to the.
But when you as a teacher, when you begin teaching the students saying that yoga is not Hindu, you don't need to be Hindu, or the all religions are same, all theologies are same, and the every that kinds of confuses people. That kinds of this is what is leading to appropriation of yoga by the West.
Okay, I'll just get Harsh on that because he's a yoga teacher. He'll answer as to what is the statement that he made, and he'll clarify all that.
I think I'm going to hold my horse on this one because I mean, from where I have come from where I have studied, I believe this, and you know that it's. I come back to the experiential aspect of yoga. You know, you have to eat the sweet to know its sweetness. Really, you know, you have to practice yoga to know what it's all about, and uh, sure, you are right that it is the yoga dan of Sanatan Dharma that you know we have yoga as codified in the sutras and everything in the Upanishads, etc. But I still don't feel that it is limited to only one religion. Okay, fine. You're right also about you know in theology they might differ, but we find similarities. Let's not say it is fully similar. Let's say we find certain similarities. Okay, we find yogic concepts in Buddhism as well. Like, you know, Buddhism does not take the Veda as authority, it is Nastika. So we find the concepts of Ashtamagga, the eightfold path, Buddhism as well. And, you know, we have similar practices. Sure, there are, you know, differences in the, you know, you go deeper in Shastra, you will find the differences. But that does not take away what the essence of yoga is from those other practices as well. Because I find that when you practice that, you will find the unity of all of them.
Okay.
So all I can say is practice it to know it for yourself.
Yeah,
Okay. So
just a short comment, and not I don't want to drag it. I think this conflation of Buddhism and Christianity is misleading. See, Buddhism, Jainism, these are all the children of the same dharmic tree. But the Abrahamic religions, they have different origins. They are theologically, philosophically, ideologically antithetical to everything that Sanatana Dharma stands on. So whether you know, it's easy to say that in higher state of practice, we will find everything one. Okay, fine. That is at the state of samadhi, everything is one, right? But that doesn't mean the differences does not exist. There are irreconcilable differences as far as religions are concerned. When we speak of religion, we speak of how they exist in the world and the theology and the philosophy, right? So we need to be very careful. It's a double responsibility of the yogacharyas. So my sincere request to Harshwardhan ji to study these different religions. Request to all yogacharyas to be more responsible, to understand, you know, before making blanket statements that all religions are same, which are actually incorrect, factually incorrect. They need to study it, become familiar, and then, you know, teach them. And see, I'm not saying it, others cannot practice. To clarify my point, I'm not saying that only Hindus have to practice. No, anybody can. The knowledge is for everybody. Every adhikari, whoever is competent, should practice it. But the point is, they have to identify one, that Hindu Dharma, Sanatana Dharma is the source of this culture, and they are the recipients too. To become a truly competent recipient and to receive yoga in a wholesome format, they have to subscribe to the philosophy of the yoga. They cannot say that they just see the dichotomy, see the opposite. If, whether do I believe duality of creation and care, or do I believe that it is possible for a Jivatma to merge with the Paramatma? This is fundamentally different. They have to go from this duality to unity, and they have to change this mindset. Only then they can go further into yoga practice.
All right. So we've understood both perspectives of it. We've heard both perspectives on it. Very, very interesting to hear both sides. I'm going to shift the topic a little bit, and I'm going to ask about the very business part of yoga and the very business aspect of Ayurveda that it has become now. Now, what has happened is, like I earlier mentioned, many yoga studios have come up. It's very easy to become a yoga teacher. You can do a 100-hour training, you can do a 200-hour training, and you can become a yoga teacher. Now, in this pandemic time as well, now yoga is being taught online. I want to understand from Harshwardhan as to, do you think that the essence is lost somewhere by doing these easy courses, quick courses, and also is the essence lost somewhere by teaching yoga online? Number one. Then I want to understand from Urvashi ji, क्योंकि आयुर्वेद भी बहुत कमर्शियल होता जा रहा है धीरे धीरे। अब कई ऐसे ब्रांड्स आपको दिख जाएंगे जो कि सब ये कह रहे हैं कि हम भी आंवला बना रहे हैं, हम भी गिलोय की दवाई बना रहे हैं, हम भी अश्वगंधा बना रहे हैं, और ये भी कह रहे हैं कि हम बड़े से बड़े कैंसर भी ट्रीट कर सकते हैं। तो आयुर्वेद का जो कमर्शियल एस्पेक्ट बनता जा रहा है, उसका एसेंस कहाँ लॉस्ट हो रहा है, एंड इज देयर समथिंग दैट वी मिसिंग आउट? उर्वशी, पहले आप।
हाँ, ये बिल्कुल सही है, और जस्ट बिकॉज मैं उस लाइन में आगे नहीं जाना चाहती थी और मैं आयुर्वेद को ट्रूली फील करना चाहती थी, क्योंकि मेरे गुरुजी बहुत अच्छी बात बोलते हैं कि आयुर्वेद सिर्फ 10% आपको अपनी किताबों में मिलेगा और बाकी 90% आपको सराउंडिंग्स, आपके जो प्रकृति है, आपका जो वातावरण है, जो आपके सराउंडिंग लोग है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारे ग्रैनीज, वो सबसे बड़े घर के वैद्य हैं, उनके पास जो नॉलेज थी वो शायद कैंसर तक जाने तक ही हमें सीमित कर देती थी, राइट? तो आज से हम सिर्फ 50 साल पहले कंपेयर करें, हार्ट अटैक्स ले लीजिए, लाइफस्टाइल डिजीजेस ले लीजिए, थायराइड ले लीजिए, आई डोंट थिंक सिजेरियन वाज एनीवेयर सीन। दाई माँ होती थी गांव में, जिन लोगों को इन चीजों की कोई जरूरत नहीं रहती थी। जितना कमर्शियल हो रहा है आयुर्वेदा, उतना अपना ब्यूटी और उतनी उसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी और उतना उसका पावर, आई थिंक सो, वो लूज हो रहा है। just because to get the grip of the Ayurveda, I am actually someone who believes in a quote from Bhagavad Gita कि अभ्यास और वैराग्य बहुत जरूरी होता है, चाहे आप योगी बनना चाहो या फिर आप वैद्य बनना चाहो, तो आपको प्रकृति के साथ रहना चाहिए। तो मैंने अपना जीवन समर्पित किया। मैं एक ऐसी जगह में रहती हूँ जो मेरे वातावरण, जहां मैं बड़ी हुई हूँ, उससे बिल्कुल ही अलग है, और मैं यहाँ पे एवरी डे कितनी चीजें सीख पाती हूँ सिर्फ एक ग्वाले से। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जो इंसान सिर्फ दूध को निकालता है, मतलब ग्वाला है, उसने भी मुझे कितनी चीजें बताई है कि एक मिल्क की क्वालिटी जो होती है, सीजन पे सीजन चेंज होती है। जो औषधि होती है, गाय माता जो है वो मतलब समर में अलग औषधियां खाती है, जब, और वो क्या होता है, स्वामी भक्त होती है गाय माता, तो वो सीजनली क्या करती है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हमने नोटिस किया एज अ रिसर्च कि जब जैसे मलेरिया का सीजन आता है, जैसे रेनी सीजन है, तो मोस्टली ब्रीडिंग टाइम होता है मॉस्किटोज का, तो हम नोटिस करते थे हमारे कैंपस में जो वनस्पति उगती है उसमें से वो पर्टिकुलर ब्रीड ऑफ मतलब औषधियां ही वो चूज करके अपने मतलब जब चरने घूमती है वो गौ चारने के लिए, तो वो उन्हीं औषधियों को लेती है। और जैसे ठंडी का सीजन आता है तब उसका जो डाइट पैटर्न है वो बिल्कुल अलग हो जाता है। तो ये आपको बहुत जरूरी है कि पहले आप खुद एक वैसी ऑथेंटिक जगह में रहिए, समझिए, क्योंकि आयुर्वेद इज नॉट लाइक एलोपैथी कि आप उसका मतलब ग्रंथ, मतलब जो भी उनका टेक्स्ट बुक है आप ले लो, पढ़ लो और आप डायरेक्टली उसको अप्लाई कर दो। ऐसे नहीं होता, आपको उस चीज को देखना चाहिए, महसूस करना चाहिए, उसकी प्रॉक्सिमिटी में रहना चाहिए। क्योंकि मैंने अपने ग्रंथ से कहीं ज्यादा अपने आसपास के वातावरण से, पशु पक्षियों से और अपने सराउंडिंग से सीखा है। और अब मैं जो हूँ, मैं कमर्शियल बहुत कम सोचती हूँ। मैं ये सोचती हूँ कि इसका बेनिफिट क्या होगा, ये क्या ये लॉन्ग रन में सक्सेसफुल होगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे कोरोना आ गया तो मैं क्लेम करती हूँ कि इतने लोगों को मिट सकता है, बट अगर एक पेशेंट को नहीं मिटा होता तो 25 लोग मेरे पास आने का धैर्य नहीं करते। क्यों? तो ये बहुत जरूरी है कि पहले आपको खुद उस जीवन को जीना चाहिए। योगी बनना हो, वैद्य बनना हो, आई थिंक यू शुड फर्स्ट बी इन दैट। तो फिर जो ये आपका जो अर्थ कमाने का एक इच्छा है, पैसा कमाने की इच्छा है, वो काफी रिड्यूस हो जाती है। बिकॉज प्रकृति से एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज सीखने को मिलती है कि हाउ टू बी सेल्फ लिमिटेड, सेटिस्फाइड कैसे रहना है। पैसा जरूर एक पार्ट एंड पार्सल है लाइफ का, बट इट्स नॉट द अल्टीमेट एम। तो ये चीज हमें अपने वातावरण में सीखने को मिलती है। तो कमर्शियलिज्म एक लिमिट तक ठीक है, आपको थोड़ा इमेज भी दे सकता है, बट जब रियलिटी बाहर आएगी तो आप कहीं नहीं सर्वाइव कर पाओगे।
ओके ओके, तो ये उर्वशी ने बहुत सुंदर बात कही कि आपको उस वातावरण में भी रहना है और आयुर्वेद को भी आपको जीना है, औषधियों के बीच भी आपको रहना है, वो भी आपके जीवन का उतना ही बड़ा हिस्सा है. Coming to Harshwardhan, as I asked you the question earlier about the yoga becoming a business and becoming a rampant business now. Anyone can become a yoga teacher. What are your thoughts on it? And also the online aspect in today's
Yeah.
times.
Yes. So yes, we have courses now offering, teacher training courses, TTCs, 100 hour, 200 hour, 300 hour. What is the minimum number of hours should one person do to be a qualified yoga teacher? Today you find even 50-hour yoga teacher trainings, but are you a yoga teacher after that?
Yeah.
Ask yourself. There's a lot of self-assessment that we must do on the path of yoga. So you must ask yourself that. I feel at least minimum 1,000 hours, at least 1,000 to 1,500 hours of, a course. We used to have in Kaivalya Dham, what they used to have earlier was actually a 2-year course, Yoga Pravishta. So it used to be for 2 years. You would live at the ashram for 2 years and you would study, you would practice, you would be in a discipline. So it takes a long time. It takes dedication. It takes abhyas and vairagya, like ma'am said. It has to be constant, uninterrupted practice with faith. So 100 hours, no. 1 month, 2 months, no. It's not going to happen. It requires a longer period of dedication. That is only when you give so much to the practice that you can reap so much from the practice. And then only when you reap so much from the practice can you help others reap from the practice. So it is first about yourself, first about equipping yourself enough. And then when you feel equipped enough, then you guide others as well. So is the
And what about
essence
the
lost?
online aspect of it?
Yeah, is the essence of
please.
yoga lost if we take it online? I mean, now everything is online. Like you can learn even before actually yoga started to go so online. People would still practice online. It was not like it was not there. Sure, it loses the essence up to a certain degree. Of course, there is no physical contact with the person. You cannot physically see the person. You can so there's a lot of you don't feel so connected as you would otherwise. But of course, because the practice of yoga is so guided by the teacher, by the teacher's voice, through the voice of the teacher, one can still enter deep states of meditation. One can still practice yoga very well, even if they are not, face to face with each other in person. So definitely, there are lots of drawbacks to having yoga going online. But I mean, it's the best time. It's the best time for it to come back, and it's because everyone across the world has started doing this and taken this more seriously. Commercialization of yoga, yes, definitely it's commercialized, but it's good. It's a good thing that's being commercialized. It's something that's making your health better. It's something that's taking you towards spiritual dimension. So I'm very
And
happy
as
about
you say, any publicity, even bad publicity, is good publicity. So if yoga is becoming famous in today's times, you're saying little bit of commercialization or even too much commercialization is not so bad.
But the growth rate of the essence of yoga and the growth rate of its commercialization is not the same. So we have to work towards growing the essence of yoga, in that as well.
So I'll take the final word from Nithin and the very last question to understand, since we're talking about, again, the very holistic approach of yoga. And I'm going to say this, a layman may say this, that, again, I asked earlier, I do yoga, I'm healthy, I'm okay, I eat whatever I want to. There is no moral imposition, understood. Okay. I can be doing yoga all I want. I can be a vegetarian all I want. Or I can be doing whatever in my life all I want. But if I'm a very, very materialistic person and still consumed in a lot of materialism, how much is it really going to help me understand the essence of yoga and therefore achieve the final? And what is the final step? Nithin.
A materialistic person. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yeah, please. A little louder.
Yeah. I think a very materialistic person would not even ask what is the final goal of yoga. He'll be just happy, going to a yoga class. Yeah, I'm also doing yoga, and for him, even doing yoga is a kind of a prestige issue or a status issue. Yeah, it's the new tool, so I'll be doing it, right? So I don't think they will be able to take full benefit of yoga at all. However, uh, even if they do it, even if in a mechanical way, if they will start doing it somewhere, so, we have to start somewhere, right? So perhaps a little bit of asana and a little bit of pranayama, and maybe some kind of teachings from the yoga gurus about yama niyama. Something may trigger in them somewhere, someday, and they may start taking these things seriously. And then, yes, it is possible for them to proceed further. And it's a very slow process. It may not happen in a day or two or in a year or two. And it will ultimately come down to an individual. See, everybody, okay, at a very physical level, everybody can take benefit from practicing yoga. See, I have seen my own parents doing yoga, and they do what by yoga. What they do is the asana part, right? And they have no interest in aiming for anything higher as far as yoga is concerned. So it is fine. I think as long as one is aware that yoga is not just about exercise, they are aware that yoga is much more. It is okay if one wants to limit himself or herself to just one aspect of yoga, because see, we all have our own speed of development, our own way to grow. Some may right away, start with meditation and if asana is not required. That is also fine. But some may start with yama and niyama. See, how these things used to be taught in Gurukula times, very olden days, maybe many centuries ago. Uh, the student was asked to perfect yama and niyama for more than 20 years. The rest of the things were taught only after that. There are so many stories of the acharyas sending the young student to a forest. They spend 12 years in the forest, do this and do that, and then you come back. And once he comes back, the guru says if he's achieved what he was supposed to achieve in terms of the ahimsa, satyam, asteya, and all those things, he would instruct further. Otherwise, he will send back for another 12 years and say you practice this. So now that is no longer in practice, that is practicable in current situation. So what we can do is we can start wherever we can start and proceed in our own pace. Harshwardhan ji said at least 1,000 hours of asana practice must be done to perfect it.
Right.
So I think that is needed. Persistence and dedication is at the end of the day is what matters.
All right. So with that, we have now come to the end of this discussion. Thank you all for joining us today. We learned very beautiful things today. We learned, as we touched on the very controversial subject of whether yoga is Hindu or not, we learned that we cannot take away the very dharmic and the very Hindu aspect of yoga from it, because other religions obviously don't apply the same theology, philosophy, and the ideology that we in Hindu Sanatana Dharma follow. Also, we learned about yoga, that you cannot be a yoga teacher just by learning for 50 hours or 100 hours. You need to practice it over years and years of practice. You need to live yoga and live the yogic life. And we learned about Ayurveda, that you have to live amongst the Aushadhiya and make it a part of your life. And even Bhakti Yoga, as simple as Bhakti Yoga, can also be used to relieve your stress and therefore relieve yourself of all the major problems. And today, as we heard the very sad demise of the actor, even such serious issues can be dealt with just by doing yoga and meditation. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for being a part of this.